Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. So excited you stopped by to hang out with me. I'm going to be doing a video today for scrapbook.com and I'm going to make this super fun and super easy because that is what I need in my life right now. So this is the stamp set I'm using. It's called Let It Snow. And it is adorable, cute little images, some fun garlands, some lights, banners, but that Let It Snow sentiment has my heart. And so that's what we're going to be playing with today. I also wanted to show these Slimline cards and envelopes from scrapbook.com. This is a, can I say standard size Slimline? I don't even know if that's a thing because everybody's just doing their own thing. But this is 3.5 by 8.5 when it's folded. So it's 7 by 8.5. And then I love the envelopes as well because they're made just enough bigger to make some bulk in your card. So I appreciate that. All right, let's get started here. I cut down a piece of watercolor cardstock to, I believe this is 3.25 by 8.25. And that's going to be my card panel. So I know that I'm going to be putting a lot of water on this. So I'm going to get a lot of warping. But the first thing I'm going to do is heat emboss the sentiment 3 times. The sentiment is so whimsical. It's like with the big, fat, thick snow letters. It's just really cute and it's at an angle. It's just not your average sentiment that I've been seeing. So that's why I really like it. So I'm going to stamp that and put white superfine embossing powder on all 3 of those sentiments. And then I'm going to heat set that with my heat tool. And then we are going to get inky, very, very inky today. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I definitely wanted to throw in a nod for this scrapbook.com embossing ink. It's amazing, super juicy. I get great impressions the first time. So I was really, really happy to start using that. I am going to pull out some gouache. Now gouache is sort of like a mix between acrylic paint and watercolor paint. So it is water friendly. You can use it with water, but it's more opaque than regular water. So when it dries back, it doesn't dry back as faded. And I am such a huge fan of this gouache paint. I need more. I got the small set, but they're just really, really fun to play with. The first couple that I have put down there, first 3 actually, are the pearlescent gouache colors, and then the purple is just a regular gouache. But you can see I'm just laying down tons of water. Those are reflections of my light above. So if you're wondering what that is on the paper, that's what that line is. That's not going to exist on the card panel when we're done. I'm figuring out my life here in this new studio. So I'm working out the light situation and the audio. So we'll get there. We're almost there. So I'm laying down this color with just a regular water brush. Sometimes I'm squeezing out more color or more water just to kind of mix it around. And then I'm going to take my Ranger heat tool here. This one has a wider nozzle, so it's not as concentrated heat onto the panel. So I find that a little bit better than my embossing heat tool. But either one will work, or just air dry. So now we're going to start embellishing this to make this look like a blizzard. I'm taking out this Hero Arts white iridescent shimmer spray, which is my new favorite thing. I've been using it on everything. And I'm just going to tap that along on my project. There's a few things that I'm going to be using to embellish this. So this is the first one, and I'm just going to place that. Now this is going to give sort of a shimmery white background. Then I'm going to take some white gouache, and this is going to give more of an opaque type of snow scene, snow look. So I'm just going to get all different kinds of snowflakes on there. So some are going to be thick, fat, some are going to be just small splatters. I'm just going for a very random kind of look for the background. Once I get that done, I'm then not going to heat set this. I'm actually going to take out some Hero Arts white puff embossing powder. This will give your embossing powder a really fun texture. So it's going to pop up some of those areas. It's going to cling to the stuff that's still wet. So it's not, obviously the color, the watercolor is not wet anymore, but I still have some of those splatters that were wet. And so it just clung to it. And then I am going to heat set that. You'll get this really fun snowy texture, which you might think kind of negates the idea of doing the splatters in the first place, but I feel like it's just white on white adds more. Now I'm going to take the embossing ink again and just take a little dauber and go around the edges of my my card here. And what's fun about this is you want to kind of just dab it and twist it. You don't want to have you know, flat lines, because then it's not going to look like cloudy snow. I don't know. That's what I was going for. I guess you can do whichever way you want, but this is what I was going for. Sort of like that vignette type of look, that, you know, the cloud around it. So I'm here, I'm looking at this, and of course I'm thinking, well, the snow isn't popping enough. I think that I may have gotten a little bit of watercolor kind of mixed in. So I take an embossing ink pen, and this is a clear embossing ink that makes it sticky. And I'm just going to write over the word snow. And once I do that and heat set it, it's going to make that word pop up now. Now I have a puffy word. So we're basically just making this a very snowy card. Now here you can see all that terrible warping. I mean, it's just really warped badly. First thing I'm going to try to do to attempt to flatten it is put a card panel over that and run it through my die cutting machine. And it didn't really work. I mean, it got a little bit flatter, but not much. But this is how I'm going to combat it. I take some of this scrapbook.com 2-inch foam tape, which is amazing. And I'm going to lay that down flat onto my card panel. Then I'm going to take some in the other size, and we are going to get this entire back flat. This can be great for mailing this card as well, because it's going to, now look at that. That is almost perfect. Once you lay it down onto your card base, it's going to be super flat. So all that warping, got rid of it, happy with the card. The last thing I did was add some of these little snowflakes and just kind of confetti to it just to give it extra sparkle. And my little unnecessary vacuum is making an appearance here. This is like my favorite tool that you don't need it. You can use a wet paper towel, you can use whatever you got, but that thing is just so fun and it's cute and I love it. Okay, so that's the end of this card. Thank you so much for stopping by and for hanging out with me while I craft and get snowy. If you're interested in checking out the items that I used, you can head over to scrapbook.com using the links in the description box below, and that'll take you right to them. Also, you can link up with me on other social media platforms through the Linktree link in the description box as well. And lastly, I just wanted to wish all of you a peaceful and mostly a safe holiday season out there. Please take care of each other. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.